Nadia's looking a bit strange. She's lost a bit of weight.
She's
got blonde
she's got
hair.
very old all of a sudden.
This is a pleasant surprise for you guys, isn't it?
Hello, it's a pleasant surprise for me.
It sounds like there's a police car in our garden.
It does.
Can you hear that?
Let me get a bit closer.
How are you all? Hello, let's say some hellos. Della Nixon, Steph Schultz, Margaret O'Brien, Sonia Donovan, Sarah Robinson, Brenda M, Margaret O'Brien, Ellen, Salsa Trish, Helen Durant, Cadagirl, Margaret O'Brien, Sonia Donovan, I've said you already, Ellery Jones, Someone Somewhere, Fiona Cromack, Sally O'Sullivan, I think I've said you too, Brenda M, Jackie Valino, Juniper Grace, Hazel Mavon, Sarah Sutton, RM's Jams, Faith Goodman, Jane Gammons, and H.
Wow, it's so weird being this side rather than the other side when I say hi, Nanny Di here, and when I'm the other side. It's really weird.
Is it nice?
Yeah, of course it's nice. It's a bit more of a responsibility, to be honest.
It is quite a responsibility.
Yeah.
I have to say, I mean, even Nadia says when she does loose, it's quite a task
quite a
keeping it flowing and going. And also, it's really important that we get a flavour of what you guys are saying.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
And also, I mean, I do endeavour, for those naysayers, I do endeavour to also highlight contrary opinions to what perhaps
you do.
You know
I think
that we
do.
feel. Yeah, we try. Sorry about the
do.
reflections in my glasses. I just can't read without them. It's terrible. What sort of day you've had? Having just said that, I now can't talk.
Oh, okay.
So what sort of day you had, Mum?
Oh, I've had a day of doing my literature course, reading some stuff, doing shopping.
Did you score any drugs today?
No, didn't score any drugs.
Of a purely legal fashion? Oh, good.
And I'm trying to do a whatever you call that thing that you've just shown me how to do.
Joe
half
Wicks.
of one. Yeah.
Oh, a plank. Nanny Di's
Half
trying to
a
master
plank.
a plank.
Yeah. Well, plank seems to be key to his regime,
Yeah.
if you don't mind me saying so.
Yeah, no, the
Okay.
plank, as is the burpee.
I can't do the burpee to
The
save my
burpee is...
life.
Well, I couldn't do the burpee, and now after
Is
6
that
months,
true?
I can absolutely do it standing on my head, which is a very odd burpee, because, of course, it can break your neck.
Yeah, it could.
Hi, Joe Pardon. Evening,
Oh,
Mark and Annie
hi,
Di. You've been a
see
member
Nanny
for
Di.
15 months. Celebration.
Hello,
Can I just
everyone.
pause for 1 second? Just a little bit of housekeeping.
Okay.
Can we say for Debbie Moorcroft? She says, please can I have my welcome to the guest area song? My husband thinks I won't get one, so I want to prove him wrong.
Oh.
It's almost like it's rhyming.
Yeah.
We both love your channel and watch as much as we could, but you are very funny and you look like a Christmas pud.
Yeah.
Very good. No, we were both working supermarket for me and dairy production for Mr. M, so enjoyed all the Mark moments. Thanks for what you're doing.
Would you still want a song though if you knew it was me that was going to be singing?
Well, you're going to sing Debbie Moorcroft now.
Oh God.
Sing. This is probably a first.
Pretty much worse than Nadia's.
Go for it, Debbie
Okay.
Moorcroft.
Just keep singing Debbie Moorcroft.
Just in any
Happy-
style.
It's not happy birthday,
No,
is
it's,
it?
no, it's not. No.
Debbie
We'll get to the news.
Moorcroft, Debbie Moorcroft, Debbie Moorcroft, welcome. Debbie Moorcroft, what else can I say?
Use that as your ringtone when you're out in the pub and a friend phones you. Nanny Di's little voice
Debbie
can pipe
Moorcroft, I
up.
remember that because Moorcroft Pottery.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you
Look,
see.
everyone's loving it. Look, they're sending. Zavil Sikta is sending all sorts of musical emojis.
Oh, yes!
Ashley Gardner, nice to see you, Nanny Di. It's nice to see you, Ashley.
Hi!
Thanks for
hi.
orchestrating you know what recently in the older Emma Carter. Hello, how are you? Woohoo!
Oh, aren't they sweet? the subs?
We love the photo of your son in his new home. That's so nice. It's so good. Nanny Di rocks, says Salsa Trish. You did used to rock, didn't you?
I did in my rocking days.
Now, this is where it's always very hard to kind of do a handbrake turn and
Yeah.
head into a serious subject. So the biggest news story today, for sure, is the Sarah Everard case.
Yes.
Do you know what? I started to write the man's name who's been convicted of murder and sentenced to life, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to write his name down. It's weird, isn't it? So, you know...
In terms of contamination. Like,
Well,
almost
in
feeling-
terms of we just want to make him an irrelevance now. He wants to
Wipe
go
him
to
out.
prison, an awful man. Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to remember. So that's why I put the Sarah Everard case. I didn't want to put you know what. You know what. All I can say is it's the most, as a parent, it was the most heartbreaking thing
Yeah.
to hear. Have you heard any of the testimonies from the parents and the family?
Yeah, I heard the mother's one this morning.
Just
yeah.
utterly heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, not that it's Sharona. We did get it. Advent calendars. Thank you very much. Probably an inappropriate moment to talk about it, but I'll thank you properly later.
Wow, look at them.
So yeah, Absolutely, Sarah Begley shouldn't be mentioned again.
No.
And it's a little bit like the chap in Hollywood and the Me Too thing. When we've posted about that, I've not wanted to post about his name either. So the point is that obviously he's been sentenced. You were worried that he was going to get off, weren't you? What was your fears?
Well, not
today?
get off. I knew he wouldn't get
No,
off, but
no.
at the same time, I overheard just a short snippet of his defence team saying he was saying that he felt huge self-loathing. And then I went out and I thought, oh my God, don't tell me he's going to get a reduced sentence because some psychologist is going to say that he's
poor
got...
him.
Poor him. But so in that sense, I'm pleased to know that that wasn't the case.
Yeah, exactly. Can I ask you guys? Do you think? I mean, obviously, the difference here is that he's been given a sentence that theoretically means he absolutely will be in for life.
Yeah.
Until he dies. That's the sort of what the press are saying. I think it
they'll
officially
make
is a
sure
40-year
as
sentence.
well.
I think they will make sure. But do you think that is because? Do you think the extra severity of that is because he was a policeman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you? Do you?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose my feelings and heart goes out to, all the other victims, Sabina.
Yes.
And where do you draw the line in the severity?
Oh, I know. I know.
I mean, where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
With the fact that there's another family in Kidbrooke
Yes.
dealing with the heartache and heartbreak of their
Exactly.
dear daughter dying.
Yeah. But in that sense, I think you can because it's all tragic and absolutely unthinkable. But I think you can only deal with it in one's own mind by doing one person. It's like
One at a time.
One at a time, one day at a time, like one person at a time in this instance. And I'm sure the fact that he's a policeman will, in the end, count against him even more in prison as well as.
Well, you've worked in a prison, so what? How do you think you'll be treated?
Well, there always was this thing, because I worked on the paedophile unit, actually, guys, the library bit of the paedophile unit, and it was the saying was that the only people, it was a separate unit, so all this idea of paedophiles get it very hard in prison from the other inmates wasn't true, because it was a separate unit, and they're usually old, and so they don't create a lot of problems for the officers, so it's quite peaceful. But the other bit of the paedophile unit, which is much, much worse, are ex-policemen.
Right, really, and is there quite a few? See, this is the thing, right? In criticising and homing in on, and I think Nadia did this today, in homing in on the behaviour of this chap, doesn't mean that you're saying all the police are untrustworthy. But a little bit like the conversation we had the other day about the discussion around, no one has said that all men are rapists, but women, in order to feel protective or aware or safe, have to think that all men could potentially be when they're out.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not. I mean, if you can't get your head around that, you've got to be stupid. Because we're not, no one is saying they are. So equally with this, no one is saying that every police officer is untrustworthy. But here's an interesting fact. Since 2010, more than 750 Metropolitan Police employees have faced sexual misconduct allegations, with just 83 sacked. Those accusations range from sexual harassment, sexual assault, rape, and using a position of power for sexual gain. Now, that amounts to about 75 a year.
Yeah.
Across the years. And I think that, a culture of it that's endemic within the police force. Now, I'm just going to sort of scroll back from that again. 5 people that worked with this chap in his most recent department called him the rapist. Those people are incredibly, obviously they're not as culpable, but they are further proof that an attitude to women is not taken seriously.
No.
Further still, I think something like 12 members of the police force, when the murder inquiry was happening, and I think they were at the site of the actual murder, of the actual crime, I think 12 were involved in a WhatsApp group where inappropriate messages were sent about the crime and the crime scene. So I'm just trying to give you a sense that it's not every police officer, but it's more than just this chap.
It's more than just this. Mm-hmm.
And I think if women feel that makes them unsafe around the police, I think you just have to respect that. And if there are any men out there who find that difficult to deal with or hostile, feel hostile towards that, don't worry, you're a man.
Yeah.
Just don't worry about it, you're a man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It really enrages me. And of course, today there've been a lot of calls for Cressida Dick to resign. I don't know what I think about this kind of firing the person at the top of the police force. I mean, she can't be microscopically on top of every conceivable behaviour within such a vast. What do you think of these sort of scalps that need to go? It's like a minister. Do you think she should go?
I mean, I did.
Do you think she should go? Whilst Nan's answering, do you think Cressida Dick should go? Sorry, yeah, go on.
I do now. I didn't before. Something happened not long ago where they were calling for her resignation.
Well, it was around the Sarah Everard case.
Oh, maybe it was. But I just think something major has got to happen, and maybe that does mean a different person.
Maybe so. What you're saying that maybe there does need to be something symbolic.
Yes.
Yeah, at the top.
Because whatever she's doing, good or bad, it's not enough, is it? Clearly. Yeah, so...
Listen to this. Diane Sylvester says, in the 80s, my ex-husband was an officer in the Met. He walked away from policing within a year due to the hostility and corruption. Sounds like it maybe not changed.
We had a policeman living next door to us at Bennett's.
Yeah,
and he had a nervous breakdown.
Oh, because it was so stressful?
Yeah, because it was so stressful, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's this sort of, perfect place of, and obviously, again, there are lots of people who work in the police force who are brilliant.
Yeah.
Emma Carter, on the Isle of Wight, there's a prison just for paedophiles, and when they get out, a lot of them stay there. One of the many reasons I am moved my boys off. Wow. Okay.
Really?
Nicola Randall, Cressida Dick is still not taking responsibility. Culture needs to change. Me Too, I kind of agree. Changing leadership won't change the culture. I think what she needs to do, and given that she's also a woman, obviously, if it's not about resigning, then it has to be about bringing in swiftly far-ranging changes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know whether that's like, all police are in couples or whatever, so that you know that.
I know what you mean when you're saying changing leadership won't change the culture, but we're in desperate situations now, so I think we've got to try. We've got to try it, because it's not working. It's not working with her. I mean, I was pleased when she became, I don't know how long ago it is, because she's a lesbian and because this, that and the other, and she seemed to be good. Everything I've ever heard her say seems good. But I'm starting to think that it needs another person.
Tina Turner, it's the fake ones that are the worry, as how are teenagers meant to have the life experience to know they're fake?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, you need a sort of totally clear set of rules, like we've all been given totally unclear set of rules for COVID, regarding what the procedure and protocol is if you're ever stopped by the police.
Yeah.
John Dobbins, but her in power won't change the status quo, as she is too much in the establishment. Reese Roberts, the complicity in the police force knows no bound. Often good officers have to fall in line, which creates more injustice and allows people to suffer further. The wall of silence has to be broken. I think you're absolutely right, Reese. I mean, I don't know if you remember in the 80s, Hill Street Blues, and, there've been lots of sort of especially American cop shows, where you see good cops marginalised and sort of taken down by the fact that the sort of culture, isn't it? The bravura culture is one of, deceit and underhandness and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
RM's jams feel bad for the 99.9% of police officers who are actually decent people that protect our streets. Absolutely. Unfortunately, I just don't think it's 99.9. I think that's quite a high. Just looking at the numbers that have been investigated in the last 10 years for sexual assault or sex crimes, maybe it's a bit less than that. But you're right. The vast majority.
It also makes me wonder about the actual percentage of women who choose to go into the police force, because that statistic is not going to encourage people, is it?
Yeah.
I mean,
PhD Pickles, as a criminologist, there is strong evidence that police officers are more likely to engage in domestic abuse than non-police officers. Wow. Not all officers, obviously, but there are institutional issues.
I don't understand that. What does it mean?
As a criminologist, there's evidence that police officers are more likely to engage in domestic abuse.
I see. In their private lives.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, they often say, don't they, there's a fine line between the two sides of crime and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, Erin Bullymore, unfortunately, police are so open to corruption, they have power over everyone else, and as the old saying goes, power corrupts. The people in charge have to be willing to fight it wherever it appears.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, there's not a lot more to say other than I just hope that for Sarah Everard's family there is some peace that comes from this. So when you listen to their statements, there is no peace. No peace will come from losing your daughter in that fashion.
Oh, it's
You know,
unbearable,
a young
isn't it?
woman and this is the frustration as parents, a young woman who had observed all the protocols
Yeah.
of keeping herself safe.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just think that really the sentencing for other crimes should be increased. I suppose what I was
Yeah.
driving at the beginning is,
Yeah.
yes, he should be thrown away for constancy, if you like, but I think so too should so many other people.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's a tragic case of Sarah Everard, and we are going to avoid his name forevermore.
Yeah.
Britney Spears, guys, tell us your feelings about Britney Spears. How do you feel? What do you know about Britney Spears?
A little bit from your channel, actually.
What's her most famous song, Mum? That's it.
She's
Do
dressed
you want
like a
to dance
schoolgirl.
it? Yeah, why don't you dance it?
Baby,
hit me one more time.
Oh yeah, that's
That's it. Yeah, that sounds awful, doesn't it?
Does when you say it like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sophie R, just going back to the Everard case, it's just popped up with breaking news that he's officially being investigated for other crimes, as police believe that wasn't. Well, I didn't want to mention that, but there is this suggestion that could there be other? Do they need to go through their sort of history of other crimes?
Yeah.
So happy for Britney Justice, Brenda M. Laura S, I've not watched the programme. I have to confess, if it was the programme we were watching, I got a bit bored and fell asleep.
But finally he's given things back to her, and she
Yeah,
decided.
now, I think she's
there
still
she
in a
is.
conservatorship.
Oh.
I just don't think it's her father who's... so Britney's father, Jamie, has been suspended from her conservatorship arrangement after 13 years. But here you go. The singer is not yet completely free of the restrictions imposed by the controversial arrangement. So he's been removed. He's been removed from his role as the overseer of his daughter's 60 million estate. And for the first time since 2008, Mr. Spears no longer has any legal say over how his daughter's finances are managed. So this obviously must be... I mean, I don't know if Britney has posted anything yet about that.
No.
But for me, I mean, I think, again, every time one talks about this, and we've talked as well, all these documentaries, I feel like there's even a feeding frenzy in well-meaning documentaries about her.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely.
I think that's sort of it. This is the one on Netflix. Absolutely Kate Dixon Ford. But
wasn't he controlling everything, right down to whether she should have another child?
oh, everything.
Or,
Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, whether he was directly controlling that himself, I think
I
we're
see.
not too sure.
Okay.
She will always be in a conservatorship, John Dobbins. Unfortunately, these are very hard to break.
Oh.
But it's curious, isn't it? That when you... I mean, one of the things that did come through one of the documentaries, they've all blurred into one mass,
Okay.
is when you look at the condition of people who traditionally are in conservatorships.
Right.
And then you listen to her transcripts in the court, and she sounds... I mean, I was shocked and surprised, was anyone else, by how lucid she was. She sounded so lucid and across what she was saying.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you could argue, well, she would be for that, but maybe not for anything else.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think, guys? Do you think she should be kept in any conservatorship? Yes or no? By the way, hit the like button. There's a little like emoji
yeah.
under Nanny Di's head.
Yeah.
Her tiny head. You
Yeah.
could just click that if you're enjoying our chat. I mean, it's not
Oh, there
particularly
it is.
enjoyable.
It
yet,
isn't.
but-
I haven't got one on my computer, so maybe.
Oh, because you have to go off to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Tina Turner, depends on her
It's
true
the-
mental state. I guess, I mean, the thing I wonder about
Absolutely.
Britney is, could it be that there's, again, you know this thing we always talk about, there's polemics, isn't there?
Yeah.
She shouldn't be in a conservatorship, she should be in a conservatorship. Could there be some truth somewhere in the middle that perhaps there's some element of her behaviour and her life that is out of
Surely, I
control?
mean, that must have been. I mean, she wasn't just put into a conservatorship.
Yeah,
for-
so maybe, you know, was she
for
put in one
nothing.
for a reason, and then
Yeah.
and then mission creep crept
Yes,
in,
exactly,
the dad
exactly.
just thought it was too good a thing.
Yeah.
Stacey
A bit
269.
like being sectioned, I would imagine.
Well, but I also think that she's falls foul of what I call the one flew over the cuckoo's nest syndrome, which is, was she mad enough, or, you know, struggling with her mental health? Was
Yeah.
she sort of mad enough in her behaviour
Maybe.
to constitute being put in a conservatorship, or was she not? And by being in a conservatorship, she's become more and more mentally unwell.
Well, there is
That
that.
is the
isn't
that
there?
is the one flew over the cuckoo's nest thing, isn't it?
Yeah, scenario. It is.
Louise 1174. It's very sad what she has had done to her under the conservatorship, like working like a Trojan and earning money for other people.
Mm-hmm.
Shocking, and a doctor supposedly diagnosed her with dementia. Really?
God.
Emma Carter. They've only suspended her dad's conservatorship as they need to investigate fraud on him. Yeah, I've noticed that. Spinner's End. Conservatorship isn't meant to be for people like Britney. I know what goes into becoming one.
Oh.
There you go. Stacey 269. Her dad wanted to end it, but her legal team said no because then they wouldn't get won't have got the documents of what happened and who involved was on
Oh,
Lorraine this morning. I mean, do you know what I wondered at one point? And this is in no way, before everyone goes a bit hysterical, I'm not defending the father. Do you think the father could have got himself caught up in something far bigger than him?
Yeah.
Do you because one of the things that was interesting about that documentary was that I did take in was that lots of other people were feeding off this.
Yeah.
A little bit like the Whitney Houston story, where there's all this entourage of people.
Yeah, or Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, and Amy Winehouse. You know, I wonder whether, do you think possibly the father kind of got contorted on the way, but kind of found himself
He could have done, but on the other
giving
hand,
to too many people, and he needed the what's it called, the golden goose?
yeah,
goose?
that could be the case. But on the other hand, a lot of people will say, and I used to gainsay this, that there's no smoke without fire. And all those 3 people that we've just mentioned, you know, the other fathers that have been involved.
Yeah.
I mean, it strikes me as they're too close anyway, fathers. There's something about it that they shouldn't be that close. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Relatively speaking.
I agree. That's possibly why, I only want to be Maddie's backing singer. Steph Schultz got addicted to the control. That's what I wonder. I mean,
Yes.
again, sometimes it is the grey area. Perhaps, so he's got a problem with drinking, so he's an addict.
Whoa.
Struggles with addiction. Still didn't come from a wholly nice place, but perhaps there was a genuine cause for concern at the outset, and then it became a money-making venture, and then he got addicted to that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could have worked like that.
Yeah.
Hazel Malbon, is that too favourable an assessment? No, she's been his meal ticket since she was a child. Horrendous. Habiba Duval. Gabrielle, I think her father was a terrible person. End of. There we go.
Started with the Mickey Mouse what? Something or other.
No, creatorholic, got addicted to the money. Catherine Hamlin, it all started with the Disney Mickey Mouse Club Child Star Machine. There's always problems, isn't there? There's always problems on...
Child.
Huh?
Oh, what were you going to say?
There's always problems with child stars, aren't there?
Yeah.
They always they always ends up golden goose. Thank you very much, Sarah Beckley.
Yeah,
He
well,
wasn't
when
a
you think
manager, he's a
about it,
father.
it's sort of like the wrong way round, isn't it? I
Absolutely.
mean, parents give to their children and earn more than their children. That's what we always think of.
Absolutely.
And when it happens the other way around, and particularly in the music industry or in film industry, it becomes enormous, the disparity, doesn't it? So.
And also, because they start off as a child, a parent is having to manage their success anyway.
Before they become...
if you think of the Drew Barrymore example, Michael Jackson, absolutely, Laura.
Michael Jackson,
and in some regards, when you think of the Michael Jackson story, it's kind of surprising. It's not surprising that these people go through huge mental dilemmas, isn't it?
No.
If you've been cosseted from such a young age.
Exactly.
I mean, you could argue again that because they were also used to this structure of things, it was just an extension of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's insane, says Monster Mash. Monster Mash 654. Haven't seen you comment for a while.
Oh.
It's a Gigi.
She's not coming because she's got a...
Monster Mash, it's insane. Look at Justin Bieber and his early fame and subsequent breakdown, all the trouble he got into and things he did, and people mostly laughed it off, gave him a bad boy reputation. Macaulay Culkin is another good example, Julia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Sharona, we will keep the Advent calendar safe. They are very safe, and we're looking forward to giving them a Christmas. So thank you so much. That was very kind of you.
Bless you.
Helen Groves, I think the Michael Jackson story is so sad. Okay, well, shall we move on to the last story?
Which is?
Well, it's not the last story. How are you all with petrol?
Oh,
What's your take on the petrol story, Mum?
Well, I just came just now over here to see the gang, and suddenly there was this strange car driving into Mark's driveway, and I thought, am I dreaming? And we've had to borrow Betty's car because she's got petrol in it, and you've got no petrol.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's rather serious.
So I keep hearing that Northern England. This is great. It's a nice reversal that the north of England has got something favourable for a change.
Yeah.
But this total gaslighting lie that the crisis is resolving is total nonsense.
Yeah.
All the streets, all the traffic, getting anywhere in London takes hours. People have now got to the end of the petrol they got when they were queuing last weekend, and they now need to get some more.
Yes.
We're buying petrol. Do you know what we're buying petrol for?
No.
To sit in queues to buy petrol.
Sit in queues, exactly.
That's it.
That person who says Boris is crap is so... I mean, it's a particular bugbear.
What do you think of Boris? Give us your...
Oh, I've said it many times, even on here. Because he was mayor of London for 8 years. We should have known better.
Yeah, you're right.
Actually, I don't think London people would have voted for him because of that. But he's an absolute idiot. And, you know, sometimes idiots, I mean, he can't do any harm, but in this instance, he does harm by not doing a single thing. So, what can I say?
Don't talk about petrol, Ashley. It's driven me mad for weeks. I just feel sorry for the emergency services crews. Absolutely.
Yes.
But Ashley, can I just say, I've started calling jerry cans Tom and Jerry's. We called them on Instagram. I love that. But Mum, do you think they're gaslighting us?
No, I don't know.
I personally
Yes.
do. I think they're trying to say to us, it's all fine, it's all over.
Yes.
You did it. You're responsible. I do think they really like this,
Turning it back
divide
on,
and
onto
rule,
the,
isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah,
With the
yeah,
population.
yeah.
Boris is a waste of space, says Kevin Parfitt. The media and the government have caused this, says Anthony Cotton. Fuel crisis is frustrating, says Sue Gilbert. Where's Phil McCann? Who's Phil McCann? Why is Boris still PM? Where the fuck is the opposition?
I
Sarah
know.
Begley. Where is?
Well, didn't I see his smiling face at the
Yeah, because he
Labour
talked a load of
conference?
shit to people who kind of wanted to hear something rubbish, and I couldn't have given any. You know, I want Labour to. I couldn't have been less interested in whatever he had to say.
I wanted him to say something that was actually worth hearing, though.
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
you?
so do I.
I don't think you did.
No, he didn't. Well, I mean, they all applauded very much.
I mean, isn't it the second day or something? And they spent all of yesterday talking about Jeremy.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Nicola Randall, Phil McCann is a journalist and become a meme on social media. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for clarifying. I don't know anything about him. Russ Souch, I'm not sure Keir is any better. I totally agree with you, Russ.
yeah.
Wu-Tang Generator, who do you want as leader? Of the Labour Party?
Andy Burnham would be quite
Andy
good.
Burnham wouldn't be bad. I don't mind Angela Rayner. I think using some real
Yeah.
language is all right. She called
Yeah.
them scum. Do you know
She
what? A lot of the leader of this country has been as racist as hell. But
Exactly.
no one's holding the fire to his feet, are they? Mo Power, I hear it's
Yes.
pandemonium over there. Yeah, where are you? But you could just snugly pull it. I will never pull into a petrol station and take it for granted again.
No, that's true. You probably won't.
Yeah, I was going to use Betty's car with a Jerry or a Tom and Jerry actually to get some petrol, but the fear is that someone will pull a knife on you. It's got so
Whoa.
sort of contentious out there. Now, the final thing I wanted to talk about, guys, was dreams.
Oh, dreams.
Dreams.
Dream.
Over
Oh, no, I can't do that.
you. Dream. Who
Whoa.
has dreams that they remember? Do you remember your dreams? Please answer.
That's a different one. So, do you have dreams? Because
Or do you
we
have
all
dreams?
have dreams.
Well, I think we're all in a dream state.
Well, no. We all have dreams.
Okay.
If we reach a certain level of sleep, you have to reach a certain level, don't you?
Because some people
Deep,
don't dream
deep,
at all.
deep
Helen
sleep.
Groves, I'm with you. Not me.
No, they don't not dream. They can't remember their dreams. It's
how,
different.
how do you know that for a fact?
Well, just that's what all the psychologists say, don't they?
So what do you dream about, Mum? What does your little frantic brain dream about?
Well, I'll
Books?
tell you. I'll tell you what. It's always things that I now can no longer do. That's interesting, like riding, dancing.
Do you dream about riding?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
have
so
done.
sweet.
Yeah, well, it's not really.
Why not?
Because I wake up thinking,
Get me
why
off this
can't I
horse.
ride?
Get me off
It's
this
so
horse
annoying.
quick.
But,
Let's hear what you dream about. Deborah Lansbury, I don't always remember my dreams. James
okay.
McBeer, yeah, I do have dreams, I'll remember, but rare. It's rare for me as well. I don't always
okay.
remember them. Hazel Malbon. Wonder Woman, I dream a tsunami is trying to hit me all the day. Worrying. My
Whoa, that's
God.
That's a.
Elliot Gonzalez, I remember them almost always nightmares. At least they're the
Yeah.
ones I remember.
Yeah, probably that's true. The ones that are really scary.
Who here? Oh, look, Kevin Parfitt. I dream I've lost my car. It's never where I've left it. I have it all the time.
Oh, blimey, yeah.
There were times in my life where particular dreams would really kick in for a long
Yeah,
time. I think I
yeah.
dreamt a lot when I was drinking alcohol.
You would have done, I suppose.
Long, twisted, odd dreams. Or was that just me going out on a Friday night? I don't know. Courtney C., you ever had a dream where you were falling, then you wake yourself up?
Oh, yeah, that's a
You
common
jump out of
one.
yourself.
Common one.
Nightmares.
Somebody dreamt about meeting Adamant. You would have dreamt that.
Oh my
you
God.
loved Adamant.
Yeah. I had a huge thing about Adamant.
Oh, how funny.
Holly D, I have random, mildly stressful dreams. Like that, I have a hamster but can't find it. I have that where you've got something and it's placed out of reach.
Yeah, that's apparently a common
Repeat
one
dreams,
too.
Saab Turbo, absolutely right. I dream of moving house to the same one and it's always haunted, says Tracy Wheeler.
I tell you what's a strange
Yeah.
one though for me is not so much what I dream, but who I don't dream of.
Ooh.
Like I don't dream of people that have died. I haven't dreamt of Liz.
Oh.
I haven't dreamt of my dad.
Right.
I haven't dreamt of Jim. Now,
Yeah.
why would that be?
That's odd,
People
isn't it?
that I was really, really, really close to, they don't crop up in dreams.
No, it's
So
true.
there must be some sort of
Block,
Block.
maybe.
Yeah.
Donna
yeah,
Pearson,
exactly.
I dream about sleeping with certain celebs.
Well,
Fair enough.
fair enough.
Is it good? Russ Souch, you bring me rather seamlessly, Russ. Nice segue to what I was going to ask next. Certain dreams are supposed to mean something, aren't they?
Yeah.
Quite a common one is dreaming that your teeth are falling out.
Yes, but in my case, they actually are. But that's a joke.
Have you ever
sort of.
woken up with them falling out?
No.
Oh, Phil McCann was Phil My Can.
Oh, Phil, I can.
That's funny.
That is very
you got
clever.
Me there.
Yeah,
you got me there.
yeah.
Gabby Ruse, how are you? My most common dreams are about having to
caught
rescue
you.
loved ones from fires, tsunamis devastating my life and my house, my teeth falling out, and houses I know very well but with
Oh,
secret doors.
bless. Look, somebody's-
Wow, Gabby, do you have all of those in one night? That would be
Whoa.
quite a packed evening, wouldn't it, in your head?
Oh, somebody there, sweet. Faye, Cafe B. Your
Yeah.
mind is protecting you, Nanny Dan.
Oh, that's
It
so
probably
true.
Is.
That is
yeah.
so true.
So it veers off the moment you get
Yeah,
close.
maybe.
Yeah.
It's Brenda M. It says, if you dream of one's departed, they actually visit to see how you are.
Oh,
that's
wow,
nice
I
of
wouldn't
Brenda.
mind
That's nice
that.
of Dad, isn't it? He's obviously not
actually
interested
wouldn't
at all.
mind
Zach Ozzy, my dead family members are in my dreams all the time.
Oh, that's interesting. So they do come to you.
Rianne Kemp, I dream about Tom Hardy, but in the daytime. I love your comments. I love your comments. Laura S. Zzz, are you going to sleep? I've dreamt I can fly before now. Now,
Oh, that's a common one.
yeah, or I dream that I'm falling, or I start to
Falling or
fall and then I
flying,
wake
yeah,
up suddenly.
Yeah.
Well, the final thing I just wanted to share with you, scientists, I can't find the story, but it broke.
Okay.
It was out there a couple of weeks ago.
Sorry,
Scientists will go on.
there's one going up about I dreamt about you guys and that I was Nadia's personal assistant. You adopted her and she became Nadia's
Aw.
personal assistant.
Oh, that'd be
That's
nice.
so sweet.
But apparently, scientists have found a way of potentially entering your dreams.
No.
Yeah, it's true. Apparently, they've got ways of making you behave. It looks like they have a scientific technology to get into your dreams and dictate what you do within. I mean, why you'd want to do that? I don't know.
Whoa.
Yeah, I
Don't know
mean,
what I
we're
think
getting
about
into total kind of Matrix style
Yeah,
stuff, aren't we?
yeah, we are.
Would you like would you like to be able to meet someone else in a dream that you know? Would you like to be able to go to bed and sort of say, "Hey, Jake, I'll see you at midnight in my dream," and he'll go, "In your dreams, mate."
No,
and you go,
that
"Yeah,
is
in my dreams."
Pure Matrix or something.
Inception,
filmic.
that's it. Thanks,
Inception,
Patrick.
yes,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
the film Inception.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find all that stuff fascinating.
Well, it is, but sort of creepy as well.
Yeah, dream walking. It's a thing apparently. You're dream walking.
Oh well, isn't sleep when you're sleepwalking? Isn't
You're
that what
dreaming.
you're doing? You're dreaming.
Apparently, it's really bad to interrupt someone
Yeah,
if they're
yeah,
sleepwalking.
yeah.
I mean, they might hit you.
When I worked on the ward, you can't.
you?
must never wake people up that are
What if you
walking.
can see them about to do something that's dangerous?
Well, you have to guide them gently away from whatever it is that
Yes.
they're doing. If it means hurting themselves.
Creatorholic, I want a dream recorder. Astroplaning, Jackie Bellino. I just want all this stuff. I want to go into dreams. Dream. Reese Roberts, I remember a friend of mine encountered another friend in the same dream. Eerie. Did they both
Whoa.
have... There are occasions where you dream of someone and then that person says, "That's weird, I dreamt of you."
Yeah, I've heard of that. It's never actually happened to me, but I've heard of it happening to other people. Does it happen
What-
with you and Nads?
No, never.
No, okay.
No, never. What's the worst dream? What sort of nightmares do you have?
Riding a horse again. It's like I'm doing things that I'm out of control, but I want to be able to do better.
So is the horse a metaphor for your life?
Probably. I
Yeah.
think I was so annoyed that I never got on a horse when Kiki was learning to ride. Because it was an opportunity for me
haunting
to...
you?
It's haunting me a bit, yeah.
We can get you on a horse,
I
Mum.
know.
Why don't we
You've
take you
said-
horse riding?
You've said that many times.
I'll take you horse riding.
And then that would stop, wouldn't it?
Yeah, what would you dream about next?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Fishing?
No.
What else is the next thing you wanted to do?
I don't know.
Rian Campbell, I used to have a recurring dream about a man with curly hair and a t-shirt that said Frankie, said
What?
relax on it, and he would chase me, and every time I would hide somewhere different. So strange. I had a recurring dream many years ago that I'd killed someone and buried them. It's terrible. It was terrible. Horrible dream. No, it was
Is it
really...
you talking now?
No. It was just
Oh.
it really haunted me because I don't know if anyone remembers that film, An American Werewolf in London, where
Yeah.
he's unaware of what he's doing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then at night he goes out. It's just awful. It really, you can have dreams that really disturb you.
Oh gosh,
Really
yes,
disturb
yes, yeah.
How many steps have I done? I've done about 9,500. Thank you very much. Brenda M, good grief, graphic haunting. Well, look, guys, we're going to skedaddle. There'll be a members live over the weekend. There will be a coffee moaning tomorrow. Did you see the door shut, Mum?
Yeah, what was that about?
Mum, why don't you quickly show them your hat?
Oh yeah.
So Nanny Di has got a present.
Oh no, but go on, say
Nanny
it.
Di. Everyone sing Nanny
Sing
Di.
it
Come on,
up.
at your screen, sing Nanny Di, Nanny Di,
Oh, isn't it?
we love you. Here she comes. This is a gift from me and Kooks. What do you think of her new hat?
Do you like it, Subs? Do you like it?
Sit
Look,
down.
it's a hat on a hat.
I like his lips. It's a hat
On a hat.
on a hat.
Yeah. I
Do you
can't
love
get
the
over
hat?
the fact that there's a dislocation between my image there and my image there. That's what would put me off
It's
doing
weird.
this sort of thing.
It's great because when you dribble, you can see it happen. Yeah.
I love it though. I love it.
Brilliant. Everyone's saying
long.
it's awesome. Love it. Hit the like button if you like Nanny Di's hat. Go on. The little like icon down the bottom there. Hit the like button if you're enjoying Nanny Di's hat. Get us to 300. That'd be great. Sorry. Emma Carter. It's nice, isn't it? Tina Davis. That hat is the bee's knees, says Sarah Begley.
It is the bee's knees.
Ghostly happenings. It's October tomorrow.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Halloween,
Halloween.
Halloween.
We should do a best horror films, Mum. Why don't we do it for the Popcorn Junkies?
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
movie reviews landing this weekend. Of course, me and Nan will be seeing the James Bond film at some point. All 86 hours of it.
Yeah, it's very long. That's all I know.
Did you see that? Did you see our coffee moaning the other day with Daniel Craig being a miserable
I
scrub?
saw you guys commenting on it, but I missed what he actually
It wasn't
said.
even the clip I wanted to show Nads. I was going to show Nadia a clip in which he was pretty morose, but he wasn't that miserable, and he just didn't want to answer.
No. I saw him in his
wrong with
pink jacket, but then I heard Nadia saying that, but I didn't hear what he'd said.
I love your ears, your Shrek ears.
Yeah, look.
So, guys, have a lovely, lovely evening.
Oh, yes, it's lovely to hear you all.
And we'll see you tomorrow.